Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Real Scottish Politics Live on the National's social media channels and everywhere else. I'm Steph Braun, one of the political reporters, and I've got an unusual guest with me here today. It's Sophie Parsons, who's our social media guru, aren't you, Sophie?
I am indeed, yeah. I've been having to do more of these recently. I'm usually the person behind the camera, so I've been
Yes, she's normally conducting things behind the scenes. So we've got a few things to talk to you about this morning. Obviously, the first thing is probably it's on our front page today. The legal advice around the Scottish government trying to hold another independence referendum was published yesterday. The Scottish government were told they needed to publish this after a bit of a dispute about it. They didn't want to initially because, they normally don't have to publish such advice, but it was ruled that they should in the public interest. It basically didn't tell us what we really wanted to know, which was whether it was within the powers of the Scottish Parliament to hold an independence referendum without getting permission from Westminster. That's key because Westminster have made it quite clear in recent, months that they won't grant a Section 30 order in order for us to hold a referendum. So it didn't tell us that, but it did tell us that they can work on an independence referendum, and they can also. It said that they can call for transfers of power as well. So I mean, I kind of knew that anyway, I think.
Yeah, I think basically what's not clear is whether a second referendum will be able to go ahead without a transfer of power from Westminster. So we're still pretty in the dark. When it was published, there was sort of a bit of a flurry in the office, and then everyone read it and was like, okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, if it had come out and said the Scottish Parliament can hold a referendum, my goodness, what a flurry that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been a flurry and a half.
Yeah,
be reverberating down all the floors, but
absolutely, yeah. We're at the top of our office, so you would have been able to hear it down on the street, I would imagine.
Yeah,
it remains a mystery. So, but I don't expect it to go away. I expect it's something that will come up on FMQs on tomorrow.
Definitely.
So stuff might, and I think journos, including ourselves, will be trying to find out, what was said on that.
It was a journalist at the Scotsman that was really pushing for Conor Matchett, I think, that was really pushing for it to be published. So there are, we're pushing for more information on it. I mean, Steph, you actually spoke to the First Minister yesterday, didn't you?
I did, yeah. This was just after this advice had been published. We had people back at the office covering that, but I asked her about a few other things. So we've got a video.
We can show you that now. So here we go.
I think people are saying the time for independence is now, with the Tory party in total disarray. So can you give us any update on progress with Indyref2 and when that might happen?
I have a mandate to give people the choice within the first term of this Parliament. I intend to honour that mandate, and I'll set out more details of that shortly.
Okay, so you revealed 20 million is being set aside for a referendum recently. Can you provide assurances to independent supporters that that's not a pie in the sky figure, and you do have a plan for the
Well, people will know by reference to the 2014 referendum and the cost of that where the £20 million figure comes from. I think they can take the reassurance you're seeking from that.
Okay. Would having Boris Johnson out of office help you secure Section 30 order, do you think?
Look, people in Scotland will have their ability to make their views known in independence, whether Boris Johnson is Prime Minister or not. That is democracy, and that's what I'm focused on.
Okay, thank you, Nicola.
Yeah, it was an interesting interview. She was quite seemed a little bit cold, a little bit defensive on the issue, but I think at the end it was quite potentially telling that she said that people will get their say on independence whether Boris Johnson is in office or not. Whether that's to make of that what you will, I suppose, but I think there's a lot of people that think on social media, the reaction saying that she's sounding like a broken record, but there's plenty of other people that are delighted to hear that. And it does seem to me that, I don't know, they might have a plan. I don't know. Can try and read between the lines.
I mean, I guess the thing is, if they do have a plan, they probably are going to keep it under wraps, because
as
soon as the plan comes out, then everyone can come in and have their say on it, try and block it, try and push it forward. So who knows? But I think you may be right. There maybe is. I'm sure there's something in the works.
Yeah, absolutely. And she said, and she seems confident that she mentioned that that's democracy. That's why people will get this choice. It suggests she seems reasonably confident that whatever she has to do to get this to happen, she seems confident that they have the right to do it. So we'll see what happens. But she has repeatedly said that 2023 is the time. I was hearing whispers yesterday of, actually we've got until 2024 to do this, but she has repeatedly said 2023. So
2024
you feel the first half of the term falls, but
yeah, I guess that's true. They might want to change their date on that, because that's 2023 is definitely the date that I think lots of people have in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In terms of what else kind of is going on at the moment, we've got obviously Boris Johnson appearing at PMQs today to once again face the music. I feel like every week he is facing the music about something at the moment.
Completely. It's just every week in the office, I'm like, oh, Prime Minister Question Day. It's going to be an exciting one, because he's always done something.
Yeah. Every week.
But I mean, every week. He just, I think the catchphrase today, I was saying the other day, his catchphrase is, let's get on with the job at hand, let's move on. So I think we'll be hearing that a lot today. That's been his catchphrase throughout his premiership, really, hasn't it? Move on, I've won the confidence vote. I think what will be really interesting, and I think what we should look out for, is the reaction of the Tory MPs to Johnson during Prime Minister's questions, because I think that'll give us a bit of an indication. If he's getting loads of claps and cheers, maybe he's not on such unsteady ground. But if it's a bit of a cold reaction from his own party, then that could give us a bit of an indication what's to come in the coming days, weeks, months. Because let's not forget that after votes of no confidence, even if the Prime Minister survives the vote, they don't usually remain in office for very long.
Yeah, so Boris Johnson is technically safe for a year at the moment, according to the current 1922 committee rules. But there's a general consensus that is not going to be the case. They can change the rules to have another vote if there's a push to do that. So we'll see. 40% of your party being against you is not a good look. It means that it would suggest you're really going to struggle to get the support you need to actually do anything in government. It's not going to go away, this issue at all. And I mean, we've got Douglas Ross now completely changed his position and has now come out and said that the Prime Minister should consider resigning, after he originally said that, and then he changed his mind and said, nah, I'm going to withdraw my letter because of the war in Ukraine, and we should have a leader in place. We shouldn't be having a battle for that. But he did vote no confidence in the Prime Minister on Monday, and now he's saying, he should probably just go. What a funny relationship those two have.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. Well, I'd quite like to be on a fly on the wall, I think, in their next meeting. I think lots of people will actually be saying the same about Douglas Ross. Douglas Ross should resign.
There is a story about that on our website, actually, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. So go and have a look at that. But it's interesting to see sort of tensions rising in the Tory party. They're not united. 40%. The vote was split 40-60. So that's not a united party, is it?
No. One of the things, his first things Boris Johnson said afterwards in his interview was that, we now have a chance to unite. I was like, do you?
Interesting. Yeah, interesting to go straight for that one.
Yeah, exactly. So, so plenty. I think PMQs is going to be really, really juicy. I think there's going to be a lot of heckling, a lot of noise.
Yes.
And, I think that it'll be interesting to see what Ian Blackford comes out with as well. He's already said he's a dead man walking, so I'm sure he'll have more in his kind of arsenal today.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be streaming Prime Minister questions on all of our social media platforms, so you can tune in. It's definitely not one to miss, I think.
No. Cool.
But yeah, we should probably get back to news, Steph.
Absolutely, yeah.
We've got our 30-day free trial running at the moment. It's running all month, but you get access to all of our premium content. So it's great. We have loads of exclusives, lots of them brought in by Steph here. So definitely subscribe. You get 30 days free. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. See you.